All right. How's everybody doing? This will be another In the Box episode. I want to do this as number 4 of the cartoon boxes. This one I packed pretty full. We're going to start with Dark Stalkers. This is a Capcom game one. I still don't have all of these, but again, number 2 there, little Red Riding Hood looking one and stuff on there, and then number 4 of that. Now we're going to a little Flintstones with Dino. Now, Dino could hold his own comic book. Again, what's funny about these is the colors are so off. I don't know if Charlton just didn't watch a Flintstone episode or they just didn't care or what, but I mean, he's the wrong color. It's supposed to be the purple. Fred a lot of times has a black tie. He doesn't have his typical blue one. So I mean, there's little things like that all the time. Wilma has a dress that's completely off. So again, when you look at these, you just think it's funny at how they tied them in wrong. A little bit of Lover's Leap. Again, they're landing on Dino because he's at the bottom of it. This is one of my favorites. This is Dynamite, which is Blue Falcon and Dynamite. This is their first of their ongoing series. It is their first appearance, though, was over in the Scooby-Doo one, which I do have, but this is their first of their start of their series. So I'm really hoping to start fleshing that out come the new year. I'm really trying to wait till the new year before I start buying anything again. We'll see with some of the deals, some of the Christmas stuff, but now I know that those of you who just finished Graphic Man's stuff last week, which got to see a lot of great, Donald Duck and everything else and stuff. Well, I do not have the older ones as much as he does, but I do have the Gladstone. And this is, Donald went out and he put up his junk mail container there to be able to gather that mail. And I agree with him on that one. Number 256. They're in the middle of Volcano Valley with the boys, the Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And number 259. Donald gets spotted by the giant bird thinking he's, a fellow bird. I like that one. It's making his hat go up when he bends down and tries to drink water. Now this is an 0 and a 10 center from Dell. Excuse me. This is Donald Duck Adventures. Again, this is a, Disney Marvel comic one. This is Walt Disney's with a Whitman, though. Even though it's got 221 on it, that's when they started doing that with Whitman, where they put them right in there, which for blind old men, you can't see it, but they're running across and using him as a bounce pad just to do what they got to do. I like this one because they're actually using the raw rubber mat thing sort of to bounce all over the place, shooting around. He's running out with the boys. Again, you do see a lot of the Huey, Dewey, and Louie in there as part of it, and the nephews, and there's Uncle Scrooge. Number 224. Again, it's a Whitman, 1979. This is number Daisy and Donald. This is number 37. Again, he's making her carry everything while he's enjoying his cola and, carrying the food. Now that one's a wild coloring when you think it looks like bacon in a way, but it could be just me. But gold key there, 35 center. Gotta like that. Another Gladstone there. Curse of the Lost Empress. Again, I don't know if that's supposed to be what that is with it and stuff. They're reading Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and right behind them is exactly that, the three bears standing there reading the story with them. Donald being a clown up on a tight wire. Looks like the boys are either trying to make him fall, which I'm kind of guessing, because if you look, they're taking a swing and then they're shooting it through the slingshot there. I like that when they catch everything but the butterfly. Another gold key from back, 15 center. This is one of the free comic book day ones that they did. Again, now he's trying to catch bats, and literally he's about to step off the edge trying to get at them. And then Daisy's about to fix her problem with the fact that Donald doesn't want to finish mowing the yard. I've used one of these before, if you're old enough to remember that. Now, I'm not really as much old enough as I am. My dad bought one of these years and years ago. And I remember pushing around the yard thinking how I'd like to try to do the whole section of the yard with it just to see what it would be like. But my parents have almost an acre of land. And my dad, eventually, before he passed away, of course, he sold it off, so it didn't really matter. But I did want to try one. A little bit of Donald as a Mountie. Fully dressed, ready to go to work. For all you Canadian friends up there. Ranger Sly up there hanging out and doing his thing. There's the boys again. Unicorn coming after them. Now, the look on their eyes as Donald's about to really launch himself up into the air is pretty devious, if you ask me. Gladstone. Alright. We're going to do some more Disney before we convert over to some other stuff. Except for this one. This is the only Harvey, but again, hot stuff. His diaper, just the look of him is hilarious, though, the way they did him. Now, Disney's Tarzan. I enjoyed this, and I enjoyed the animated series that come after that they kind of did. It was actually done very well. It was actually enjoyable to watch as a Tarzan fan, so picked it up for that reason. This is number 2 that goes through that. The Disney Afternoon. This is Darkwing Duck. To my knowledge, this is his first appearance in comics, so that was a big one I picked up this year for that. Tailspin. Now, if you ever watch Tales of the Golden Monkey, it's basically Tailspin is sort of the same concept of that, just done in animated series in a way, in the sense about a pilot flying in, going into the local bar and doing his thing and stuff. Only different is this kid is his sidekick instead of the one-eyed Jack, the dog. Shere Khan. Yes, I love that cover though. It seems simple. This is part of the mini series that first done everything. Um, Again, I used to like to watch this, even though, like I said, I've always watched cartoons and was older than this was. And here's number one of that, doing the story and everything and stuff, the origin. Again, really cool the way they did that cover. Here's number 3. Come flying right at them. I thought the way they made Baloo and everything else in there as part of it is really cool. This is a DuckTales done by Gladstone. This is number 5. Launchpad McQuack. I just love that character. The City Under the Ice. And he teams up with both them on DuckTales and with Darkwing Duck. And Sky High Hijinks. Again, I always love the snow cover. Look at the panda bears back there. Yeah, the snow covers are always cool. I don't know if it's because of the fact that I'm born and raised in Florida, so to me, you don't really see snow like, everybody else does. Maybe those up north like more beach covers. I don't know. This is the little trade that come out a little bit with it for the newer one that come out. And this is Darkwing Duck's first ongoing series for a limited series. It may be this one, not the Disney Afternoon one. They're both look like each other, but it's this one or the other one. I'm trying to remember, but either way, I got both of them for that reason. All right. Well, still some more Disney as we go through. Alright. Dennis the Menace. Yours truly, Dennis. Dennis the Menace. There's been a couple of cartoons too. Dennis, a Christmas book. So when Christmas comes around, a good one to pull out. 1976, perfect time. It's when I started collecting comics. Not really a true collector then, but it was when I got my first comics and started actually knowing about comics, comic book characters, rereading the ones or looking through the ones I had. I was about 8 years old, so I'd read everything I could of it. Again, I'm cataloging these still. Dennis basically going to take a plane out, 1977 one. I like this. Dennis the Menace and Margaret. It says Margaret loves, and Dennis cut off the last part because he really wanted to make sure people understood that she doesn't. He's not having any connection to it. And then again, really cool, 1976. It is a yellow cover, which I really like. I think those really pop out at you when you look at them. So, pretty cool, Dennis. And then, of course, Adele, Donald Duck. He's sitting there eating his food, and the boys are looking up underneath in the glass. So, this is Dell's pledge to parents. This is where Dell said they would always be child-friendly and offer up good books to kids, kind of thing. And then we have Doofus on there about to get eaten by the alligator. On DuckTales. That's their the woodchucks. I'm trying to remember what that's their Boy Scout troop, but they're Duck Scout, I guess, troops. And then another DuckTales, Greatest Chase, number 16. Again, they're coming in. They got the inner tube, the big, blow up boat. He's using the fire extinguisher to make them move, and they're actually throwing snowballs at the bigger boys. And then on the chariot, I like the expression on the horses' faces. They're funny. A little tough ghost, Spooky. Again, he's scaring the wave. He's Spooky. This is a 12-cent Harvey, which is really cool. Sort of an artistic version of Animaniacs. One. I remember watching this series as an adult, but it was pretty funny most of the time. And over kids' heads, if you ever really watched it and paid attention to what they were saying and doing. A little bit of Sergeant Snorkel. That's how to do a pull-up. Smurfs. This is one of the ones that I was trying to look for, and again, it's in the newsstand, so that's good. That completed mine this year with the Smurfs 1 through 3. Again, I really like finding stuff in the wild and completing it that way instead of having to go on my comic shop. But I've seen Sleepy Reader talking about cheating, not wanting to do it that way. But, eventually, if you just can't find it any other way, it's what you got to do eventually, because Street Sharks, #1. And this is their first appearance in comic books. I do have 2 of these now. Again, I remember watching the show as an adult. Again, 95. Now this was Marvel's little... I still have it on VHS where I recorded it from TV. Marvel was making an attempt to create their own, quote, superhero for cartoons and doing everything, and they created Solar Man. And as an end result, he would be a whole brand new character, something completely different. And as an end result, it lasted 2 issues and only had a pilot episode. It really didn't take off that much on Saturday morning, kind of thing. I think it would have done better years back prior to that. I'm going to show this one. And then I got a bunch of G.I. Joe. And again, this is Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. He's up there pressing him like he's a dumbbell or a barbell. She made a mess of it. It tastes delicious. I love the idea of the way it looks and stuff. Alright, now, and the reason I showed that one because I ended up picking up quite a number of G.I. Joe. And again, some of them are in really whoa condition. Is the new standard set out by Higgy for the CGC. This is in one of those conditions, but number 33, number 132. It's a newsstand, so pretty far up there in the run to be able to be that way. Now these are some coverless ones. Again, I figured if I could get a hold of the ones that were coverless, it didn't really make a difference. Again, in time, I'll just pick up the ones with the covers if I don't already have it. So, number 30. And again, some of these ended up being keys. And again, some of them are in good condition, some of them are not. Newsstand in that one. Number 28. Newsstand. 25. Zortan. And I did watch G.I. Joe, and maybe some of you older guys, Scotty might know because he collects different figures too, but in the 1970s, later 1970s, I would say, there was the taller G.I. Joes that were Adventure Joes. They were not military. They were not the small 3 3/4 inch ones. They were actually taller. Me and my brother both got one that year. My mom equally, Santa Claus, bought us both one. As an end result, it had a raft and some other stuff. Now, that's the G.I. Joe that I grew up with in the beginning and the one I want back. But And my brother tried to shave his beard off and his hair and stuff like that, and it went terribly wrong. But I'd been looking online, to try to find those, but I guess it's under G.I. Joe Adventure Series, 1970s, but I don't see that as much. I even joined a G.I. Joe group on Facebook to see if I could find more on it. I'll have to see if I can talk to those people for it. But here's number 24, 17, 16, number 15. I always remembered this one when I was a kid. I guess I was a teenager by then, but then, I mean, just the active, Snake Eyes down there, and I did have his figure. I like to have it out of a package again. Number 14. Number 11, I think that's the first appearance of some people in that one. Number 3. And number 1. Again, that cover is detached and rough, but you know what? I now have a number 1, and I've got it for less than, it was probably barely 50 cents, so I'm okay with that. So, alright, now, alright, we've got Powerpuff Girls. I'll try to speed it up. I'm down to 21 minutes, but I appreciate any of y'all that hold out and watch the whole thing. Powerpuff Girls again, number 2, the subcover. Ren and Stimpy, the Powdered Toast Man special. This is, I think, the first appearance of Powdered Toast Man fighting Spider-Man. Ren and Stimpy, narrators of the Lost Yak. This is a Fantastic Four homage, so kind of neat that way. Sort of a Maltese Stimpy. Pretty neat one, a Christmas one. Look at them two basically waiting on him. Well, when they're trying to create a monster, number 2. And this is Simpsons number 3, and actually the other side was what he actually had facing out, not realizing that it was a number 3 of the Simpsons. It was a newsstand. Adventures of the X-Men. This is the later. This is the first one with the Hulk fighting Wolverine. And then Adventures of the X-Men number 3, Spider-Man, Beast, and Mr. Sinister. Now, one of my shows I really enjoy that is of a newer one, and I've watched all of them. They're on YouTube. You can actually watch. Is Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, which Zenescopic Tales is where that comes from originally. So, if you look, this is number 1. Number 2. Again, I love the concept. Again, I'm not a big dinosaur person, but I think the concept of the dystopia future and everything else is really neat. The fact that he's driving a Cadillac makes it really cool. Number 3. Number 4. Again, she's fighting them off. That's a really cool underwater cover with that creature swimming by them. Number 5. Number 6. Pterodactyls in the sky going after them down there with the Cadillac. Love that one. That has a very old school traditional painted kind of cover feel. That is number 7. Again, these ought to take off really good with some of the beautiful artwork they have to them. Number 8. Dinosaur hanging out right behind them. Number 9. I love that one, a knife and fighting that alligator in the sewers. Number 10. Number 11, them out on the ship. Now I missed 12, but I do have 13. And you notice how now it's saying Cadillacs and dinosaurs along the outside of that. So I don't know if that's when they had the series started running, so that was a good reason to do that or what. All right, now this whole last half is all about the X-Men. Now, if you are X-Men the Animated Series fan, especially the older one, you would like these. Adventures of the X-Men, number 5. This is season 2, number 4, against Omega Red. And this is series 1, number 13, Wolverine against Bishop. Magneto on season 2's. Again, I haven't organized any of this yet. I think this makes I got 3 of these now. When I first went after it, I was afraid it was going to go crazy because of all these people who started going after it because they made a new animated series, and it didn't really go up a bunch, which was good. I picked one of them up for about regular cost, probably a little less because of the discount, and then the other 2 really were below the cost, so that was good. As again, you see newsstand in that one for that number 1. And again, this is about what was going at 20 at the time I bought it. And again, the way he does it, where I got this at, was if you buy 3 $20 ones, you get one of them free. So again, that's why I say if you do the math off of it, it really brings down the cost, and it wasn't really the cost it was going for, so it was good to me. Here's number 2. And it's the Sentinels. Number 3 with Magneto. Number 4. Rogue going nuts because she's got everybody's power that way. 4 again. Newsstand now. Number 5 with the Morlocks. A little bit of number 6 with Wolverine and Sabretooth fighting each other. Cable making an appearance in this one. Number 7. Number 8, again, him on there himself. A little Juggernaut appearance with it. We now start to see Colossus coming into the part of it and stuff. Rogue about to snap him. Number 10, Pyro's about to go down. Avalanche in the background, freaking out. Number 11, again, Cable making another appearance. Number 12, the Angel. Again, that's back when he changed over to Archangel. Number 14, the ones with Gambit. This is number 1 of season 2 against Mr. Sinister. Season 2, number 2. Number 3, Rogue and Storm fighting it out. Number 5, Wolverine facing Alpha Flight. Pretty good matchup against each other. Sorry. Number 6, a Gambit cover. It says from the hit animated TV series. And this would have been around 93 or so, so it was about the time it was. They hit on Fox, as you see. And season 2, number 7. As you can see, Wolverine on the front with him actually, he's in 3 different poses, all targeted out to be hit. Number 8 with Apocalypse, Bishop on the front. And season 2, number 9, Rogue, confused because of all the things in her head with stuff, and Miss Marvel, as she was then. Mojo there, season 2, number 11. Again, these are all pretty quick, easy series. They're not long. Number 12, Savage Land, little Magneto appearance. A Deathstrike, season 3, number 1, her choking out Wolverine. And this is number 1 of the newer ones with the X-Men Adventures. Alright, that's it. That's another one of mine in the box. This is episode number 4. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to sit through all 30 minutes. It's really going to be about 32, so I appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody that held in there for me and watched them. I hope you've seen something you want to go buy. I like to believe that, it's our chance to see other people's collection, and we might actually find something that strikes our interest. All right. Y'all have a fantastic one, and I'll talk to you later.